Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Third Man Cricket Show with me, Abhinav. Ah, what a game. What a freaking unbelievable game we have witnessed today at the Wankhede Stadium, courtesy of the big show himself. Wow. Speechless, unbelievable, generational. जो भी आपको वर्ड यूज करना है आप कर सकते हैं बिकॉज दिस इनिंग्स is going to be remembered for a long, long time by a lot of cricket lovers across the world. I'm not just saying it's one for the history books. I think it's one for the ages. You know, बहुत रेयरली हम ऐसे इनिंग्स देख पाएंगे नॉट जस्ट राइट नाउ इन द क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप बट आई जस्ट फील this game has woken Australia up now. I just feel Maxwell has done the impossible. 91 for 7, chasing 291, scoring 200 after that. I mean, you cannot write this thing. I mean, you simply cannot. I mean, आज जो भी वानखेड़े स्टेडियम में होगा ना जिसने ये मैच देखा होगा लाइव I think this is probably the best game they would have seen in their lives for a long, long time. Trust me. I have a few friends who were at the game, but I don't think any of the other games in the World Cup उनने इतना excitement दिया जितना आज ग्लेन मैक्सवेल ने बॉम्बे की क्राउड को in the cricket World Cup दिया है, helping Australia qualify for the semi-finals. And once again, what a brilliant innings we have seen. And equal credit goes to Captain Pat Cummins at the other end. I think if he was not there at the other end blocking those balls, making sure that Maxwell is not running those singles and trying to play his own way, I think Pat Cummins was the right guy to have at the other end. So kudos to him as well. But again, you cannot take anything away from Glenn Maxwell, man. I mean, ये जो innings है, where does this rank in the all-time greatest innings we have ever seen in World Cup cricket? Maybe just in ODI cricket, not even like World Cup cricket. I think yes, Ben Stokes did something brilliant in Headingley in 2019, uh, but this is, I just feel this is ranked higher than Ben Stokes. What Ben Stokes, I'm not saying Ben Stokes ka jo bhi innings tha alongside Jack Leach, that was not not generational, I would say, but this is pretty much just a bit above me what Glenn Maxwell did today at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. uh, Speechless. I think I don't know how to describe that innings. एक जो बंदा है जो आज, जैसे कि यहाँ पे मोहित ने कहा, हाउ विल मुजीब स्लीप टुनाइट? आई डोंट थिंक he's going to sleep for a few days now because that dropped catch is probably the reason Afghanistan may not make it to the semi-finals. क्योंकि at one point they were cruising, सबको लग रहा था maybe Australia is done, they're out of the World Cup, but Australia is one team you cannot count कि यार ये टीम तो बाहर हो जाएगी अभी. Under pressure when their backs are against the walls, I think Australia is one team जिसको आप कभी भी count out नहीं कर सकते हो. So in my opinion, I'm going to rate this innings as the best innings of this World Cup so far, and probably, I don't know. I think this ranks very highly, probably in the top three innings of all time in the world in ODI World Cup cricket uh, in the past 48, 50 years of World Cup history. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the chat as well. कि आपके लिए क्या standard का था? Where does this knock rank? I mean, let me know in the comment section as well when you watch it after the stream. Other than that, brilliant innings by Ibrahim Zadran for Afghanistan. Started really well, proper cricketing shots, बहुत बढ़िया timing. First World Cup 100 for Afghanistan. First player to score 100 in the World Cup for Afghanistan. That's a big achievement as well. But I think it is Glenn Maxwell's day. I think it's Glenn Maxwell's night. I think suddenly we might see a different Australia, in the semi-final. Let's not count them out right now because एक point पे लग नहीं रहा था Australia is a very strong contender for the semi-finals. Now because of this innings, वो जो दो spot खाली थे, I think एक spot बचा है अभी. Who takes it? I think there is rain predicted in New Zealand versus Sri Lanka game. I think England have to win against Pakistan. That is a must win for both sides. So finally, जो हमने predict किया था at the start of the World Cup, that going into the later stages we might see this competition getting more intense, more heated, and probably you'll have at least a couple of semi-finalists you know known beforehand. And India और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ, इंडिया और साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ वैसे ही हुआ. ऑस्ट्रेलिया have decided that हमें मैटर्स अपने ओन हैंड्स में लेने पड़ेंगे, and that's the reason they are qualifying for the semi-final now. So one spot, who do you think is going to take that last spot? Will it be New Zealand? Will it be Pakistan? Will it be Afghanistan? I don't know. I think both the teams are on 8 points each. Played four, sorry, won four, lost four, played 8 games and all. New Zealand के final game में there is rain predicted, so you don't know where New Zealand will stand. If not, now it's for race for the fourth spot is pretty even. I think Pakistan will be hoping कि New Zealand के game में बारिश आ जाए, so that they get a fair chance to win against England. And Afghanistan will be just hoping for miracles now. I think they have to win the last game and in the end determine how they lost the semi-final spot right now. क्योंकि ये World Cup, a lot of people may think कि यार New Zealand is probably our second favorite team, but the quality of cricket Afghanistan has played in this World Cup, that is nothing less than because that country, it has gone through a lot already, and those players keep focusing on the point that the status of their cricketing journeys is very different to. I'm not saying it is very easy or very hard for the other people, but I just feel from where Afghanistan cricket has risen in the past decade, I think it is unbelievable. I think the journey has been really good. Or यहाँ से खाली ऊपर है. I think for Afghanistan cricket, this is a big step. They could have played the semi-final if they had won today, but unfortunately Maxwell had different ideas. And again, this is what it comes down to कि आपके पास experience शायद नहीं है उतना, but this is a learning, big learning curve for Afghanistan and Mujibur Rahman as well, in particular, क्योंकि you never know. Afghanistan will come back strong at a different stage in the coming ICC tournament. They have qualified, I think, for the Champions Trophy for 2025. So I think that is a big step as well for them. अगर ऐसा कोई सिचुएशन दोबारा आता है in front of Afghanistan, you might expect a different result, and Afghanistan players will be expecting a different result as well. Because अगर मैं पोस्ट मैच प्रेजेंटेशन के कमेंट्स पढ़ूं, हशमतुल्ला शहीदी, द अफगानिस्तान कैप्टन, ही सेड after that Maxwell did not stop. He played every kind of shot, and I give total credit to him. Maxwell played really well. I think his every statement is around Maxwell. But yeah, he should be proud of the team. I think Afghanistan should be really proud of the way they have played the cricket in this World Cup, better than most of the half of the sides in the World Cup. So overall, it's not a loss for them. I think it is a learning event for Afghanistan. Pat Cummins, he said ridiculous. I think that's how he describes what happened tonight in Mumbai. Don't know how to describe it. I think that's what every fan will say, because maybe 10 years, 15 years down the lane, you could see, or maybe like in the next World Cup, in the next year or something, you could see something similar happen, something like this, when a batter is scoring difficult runs, and in those situations, cramps, back spasms, injuries, everything. But scoring 200 runs out of 291, I mean, I don't think anyone can do this after all. And Australia have recorded probably the best chase, in my opinion, in the World Cup. I don't know how true that stat is. Uh, yeah, I think, but Australia should have uh, a lot to take from this game. Glenn Maxwell has probably told the other 10 players that he wants to win the World Cup more than these guys. Now the point is about how Australia does in the semi-finals, because I don't think they will. I think they are playing the second semi-final now between against South Africa, and the last spot will be between New Zealand, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. So overall, I don't know how uh, Australia managed to do that feat, how Glenn Maxwell managed to do that. कोई बताएगा क्या मैच में क्या हुआ? नहीं राहुल, कोई नहीं बता सकता ये मैच में क्या हुआ. आई थिंक जिसने भी ये मैच पूरा देखा है ना, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट लाइक on TV, live, whatever, in the stadium, everything, you have been treated to one of the best games of all time. I think this World Cup has probably given a game for the ages. ये वाला गेम बहुत सारे लोग नहीं भूलने वाले for a long time, to be very honest. And I did not expect at one point, because मैंने बीच में I just went somewhere else to do my other things. But as soon as you kept getting those scores update, Maxwell is on 50, he's crossed 55, he's crossed 60, he's crossed 70. Then you tune in and then you see कि क्या ये बंदा impossible कर पाएगा, and that is what he did. I think Glenn Maxwell has shown what a big match winner he is. That's the reason you cannot count Australia out at all. Because my personal opinion, I don't know whether Australia have played their best cricket in this World Cup. But today, Glenn Maxwell has definitely done that for Australia. Uh, so where do we stand in terms of the points table? Is India is on top with 16 points. South Africa is second with 12 points. Australia is third with 12 points as well. So there's still a chance that Australia could finish second, but they are pretty much playing the second semi-final between South Africa and Australia. So that should be a good game in Eden Gardens. India is going to play the first one against either New Zealand, either Afghanistan or Pakistan. Uh, if neutrals के ऊपर आता तो they would prefer an India Pakistan semi-final in Mumbai. But you cannot count New Zealand out as well. Even though Barish predicted hai in New Zealand's game against Sri Lanka, you can still expect New Zealand to find some fighting ground, how they say it. So yeah, you cannot count New Zealand out yet for after Thursday's game. And then Saturday we will have our four semi-finalists, in total as well. So lots to play for, to be honest, for three teams already. Four of them have been eliminated, three of them have qualified. So race for the fourth spot is completely on. And if you talk about the game, I think it was one of the best games we have seen in this World Cup. I think overall, the way Afghanistan started, Gurbaz, I think he hit that pull shot. He hit it really well. I think the only problem is कि उन्होंने स्टार के हाथ में मार दी ball. And Ibrahim Zadran remaining not out at the end of the innings, playing 50 overs. That's a big achievement as well for any cricketer, to be honest. And Ibrahim Zadran 129 not out. That's a big achievement for him and Team Afghanistan. बाकी के हर बैट्समैनों ने थोड़ा थोड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन दिखाया था. So I just feel maybe they were a bit short, and Rashid Khan in the end doing what he likes to do as well. So but you cannot complain. I think Afghanistan अगर 320 भी बना चुकी होती, I think the way Maxwell was batting, I think he would have chased down 320 as well. जो इंसिडेंट कल हुआ, अगर ऐसी चीज जो भी टीम फाइनल में जाएगी इस रूल को यूज करके आराम से फाइनल जीत सकते हैं. किस इंसिडेंट के बारे में? अच्छा, ओके, आई थिंक इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द शकीब एंजेलो मैथ्यूज टाइम्ड आउट थिंग. या राहुल, मेरे को प्लीज एक बार दोबारा कंफर्म कर दे व्हाट यू टॉकिंग अबाउट, सो दैट वी कैन टॉक इट इन मोर डिटेल. ऑस्ट्रेलिया साउथ अफ्रीका सेमीफाइनल लॉक्ड. यस, गोइंग टू बी अ ग्रेट गेम. आई थिंक we have not seen. So South Africa will be looking at the 1999 World Cup semi-final. This is our redemption time. What happened in the UK in 1999? I think Alan Donald still has sleepless nights, till date, with that run out in 99. So Lance Klusener was this close to taking South Africa, in the final. But Shane Warne had different ideas from there on. And like Steve was said, Herschel Gibbs, when he dropped his catch, he could have dropped the World Cup for South Africa. So right now, South Africa looks really good. I think if you consider both the teams, I would still say South Africa are a bit, maybe 55-45 favorites. Because I think South Africa have played better cricket than Australia, in my opinion. I think the way they have batted, that is different to how Australia have played so far. So I feel South Africa should be the slight favorites in the game. But overall, I just feel this is going to be a cracker of a semi-final. And Eden Gardens, short boundaries, decent pitch as well. But yeah, South Africa would prefer कि यार the way they batted against India वैसे हाल ना हो, and Australia as well at the same time. So राहुल सिंह, अगर आपको याद होगा तो मैंने चार टीम के नाम लिया था सेमीफाइनल का: अफ्रीका, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, श्रीलंका एंड इंडिया. अभी तब वीडियो में था. अच्छा, मैं वीडियो में था वो टाइम पे. ओके, so you've got like 75% right, Rahul. I think आप श्रीलंका की जगह कोई और नाम लेते, so you would have gotten a great name as well. But Sri Lanka sadly are out. England struggle करे. Yes, I do remember this. You telling me that England will struggle. Okay, the Angelo Matthews incident. Sad what happened. I just feel coming from Shakib Al Hassan's mouth, spirit of the game is not something I want to hear. Because I've seen Shakib Al Hassan do weird stuff on a cricket field as well before. So I don't know. I think Shakib के मुंह से spirit of cricket का ना quotes निकलना, all of this, I think कैसे describe करूं मैं इसको? I mean, punching in thin air. I think that's how I describe it. To be honest, you're not hitting anyone with that. So I just feel shouldn't have happened. I think Matthews was, I think he was pretty much in the crease on the, taking his guard around just before 2 minutes time interval. So मेरे हिसाब से what happened. But एक चीज अच्छी हो गई. I think we have found a new rivalry in Asian cricket now. Yes, India Pakistan you can say are rivals, but we do not have any other rivalries as such. In Asia. So I think Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. I think this incident has born a new rivalry altogether in world cricket. And जब भी ये टीम्स अभी आपस में खेलेंगी, beat in T20 cricket, Test match cricket, ODI cricket, anywhere, ICC events anywhere, I think this is the incident which will be talked about a lot. So let's see how this moves ahead in the future. But अगर मेरा opinion, if you want to know my opinion, I just feel that wasn't right to do. I think Matthew, the strap coming out of the helmet is not Matthew's fault. I think it's as simple as that. So, and he was there within the rules to play the first ball. And अगर umpires का भी, I think there were quotes coming out saying कि हमने पूछा था शकीब से 2 बार that if he wants to withdraw the appeal, and he said if he could get out, if there's even 1% chance of getting out, I think he will still appeal for it. So I think it was pretty clear that it's not the spirit of cricket. I think he just feels there was an easy way to get a big batsman out at that point because Bangladesh was on top. So yeah, in my opinion, that wasn't right. But I don't think any other team would do it apart from Bangladesh, to be very honest. Because we saw, I think Ish Sodhi was run out in Bangladesh via Mankad, and he was still called back by Liton Das. Under Shakib Al Hassan's captaincy, I don't think this will happen anytime again. And I don't know. I mean, Bangladesh play their cricket very aggressively. We have all seen that. So at some in some way or the other, I'm not surprised कि यार ऐसा कुछ हुआ है, and Bangladesh is involved in that. But yeah, जो incident कल हुआ, no, I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon, to be honest. And because you can see how old is cricket, man. I mean, the first game, when was it played? 1877 or something. It's been like almost 2 centuries. The sport has been around the corner. So 2023, it took 2023 for one batsman to get out, timed out. And ये laws of cricket के already लिखा हुआ है that if you don't play the first ball within 2 minutes or something, you could still get timed out. But none of this has happened before. So even if it has happened, I think the players have been called back, that given a fair chance, yeah, just play and just continue the game. And unfortunately that was not the case in Delhi last night. uh, but yeah, I don't think any other team would prefer doing that again in the future, getting people timed out. Yes, even though it is written in the laws of the books, of laws of cricket, I think I would still I do not see any team using this tactic to get a batsman out. Other than that, what else did we see today? I'm just having a look at the other games. So England play Netherlands tomorrow in Pune. I think England should be the favorites for that, but you never know. I mean, the way England are playing the cricket, anyone could be a favorite against England right now. Uh, on Thursday, it's New Zealand versus Sri Lanka in Bangalore, where rain is predicted. Like I said, New Zealand want to win that game. They would hope ki they get a result out of the game, if not a 50-over game, maybe a 20-over game, so that they have a fair shot at the number 4 spot. On Friday, we see South Africa versus Afghanistan. I think what has happened to Afghanistan today, it is still possible that it could affect them against South Africa as well. So, but yeah, I think they have to forget what happened today, go all guns blazing in Ahmedabad against South Africa, play the way they have been playing so far, and try to win that game, and hopefully have a good run rate, which could qualify, which could make them qualify for the semifinals. And then Saturday we have two big games. Not big games. I think Australia have already qualified, so Australia Bangladesh is just a dead rubber in my opinion now. But yeah, the second last game of the league stage is England versus Pakistan, जहाँ पे England को जीतना बहुत जरूरी है, पाकिस्तान को जीतना बहुत जरूरी है. So that is going to be a good game in Kolkata on Saturday. So, and India end the campaign with playing against Netherlands in Bangalore, which I think India should win. So making it 9 out of 9. So overall, I think this was a probably the best game of the tournament so far. अगर मेरे को rate करना है the top 3 games right now, I would rate Australia versus New Zealand as one of the games as well, which happened in Dharamshala. Uh, this is probably for sure in my top 3. I don't know the third best game of this tournament. Mm, it's very difficult. I think it's very close between the Pakistan South Africa game in Chennai and the game which we saw in Bangalore between Pakistan and New Zealand, where they scored 400 and then still ended up losing. So I think I would still give it to that South Africa Pakistan game in Chennai, where South Africa won by one wicket. Yeah, I think those will be my top three games of the World Cup so far. So, but yeah, I think it's anyone's draw. I think India looks sure shot favorites to win the trophy, but nothing is guaranteed in World Cup cricket. So as long as we see good games, as long as we see a great final, as long as we see the best team winning the final, I think every cricket fan should be happy. I mean, of course, I do want India to win, but let's see, because South Africa, they look good apart from that one game against India and that game against Netherlands. Australia have finally woken up. Pakistan, you never know, they could beat anyone on their day. So New Zealand, likewise as well in ICC tournaments. India, New Zealand have a bit of history together. But yeah, let's see. Let's wait for Saturday to see which team goes in the semi-finals alongside India, South Africa, and Australia. There are no other comments. I think England struggle करेगी मैंने कहा था. Yeah, I think England were considered as one of the favorites. I'm not going to lie. I considered England as a strong favorite as well. But yeah, I think बहुत सारे questions है for England to answer right now. So मेरे हिसाब से I just feel yeah, I think they have a lot to turn to in terms of qualifying for the Champions Trophy in 2025. So उनको अपने दोनों मैचेस जीतने पड़ेंगे against Netherlands and Pakistan. And if they beat Pakistan, I think New Zealand have a strong chance and Afghanistan have a strong chance of making it to the semi-final as well. Uh, yep. Other than that, there's nothing much which I could see. I think Twitter is all filled with Glenn Maxwell right now, so I don't think I should talk about Glenn Maxwell even more, because he is the entertainment factor. I think it's fair to say that देयर इज अ रीजन एवरीवन एक्सपेक्ट्स ग्लेन मैक्सवेल की यार ऐसी एक इनिंग्स कहीं ना कहीं से तो आएगी ग्लेन मैक्सवेल के बैट से एंड वी हैव सीन दिस इन द पास्ट हिम टेकिंग ऑन द bowlers left right and center every over. So I just feel this was coming for him. I did not expect this tonight after being 91 for 7, to be very honest. So yeah. Uh, Other than that, most sixes in the World Cup innings, Glenn Maxwell hit 10 sixes tonight. Fastest double 100. Glenn Maxwell is the second fastest to reach a double 100 in 128 balls. Uh, big numbers. I think this game was all about Glenn Maxwell and all the statisticians involved in international cricket. Highest partnership for seventh wicket or below in ODIs. This is the highest partnership, 202 not out. And I think Pat Cummins को equally credit जाना चाहिए, because you might think यार भले मैक्सवेल एक एंड से मारे जा रहा है, at some point you can target the player at the non-strikers end, which was Pat Cummins. But given that he's the captain of the team, you would expect him to step up in such situations, and he sure did. Highest individual scores in the World Cup. This is the third highest individual score in the cricket World Cup. आपको याद होगा पहले दो was scored in 2015. Martin Guptill versus West Indies in Wellington, and Chris Gayle against Zimbabwe in Canberra. So highest individual scores in an ODI run chases. Glenn Maxwell is the highest individual score. Um yeah, we have got Virat in it. We've got MS in that. We've got Andrew Strauss, Fakhar Zaman, and Shane Watson in that as well. So most sixes in World Cup cricket. Glenn Maxwell now ranks number 3. He has 43 sixes. Rohit Sharma has 45, and Chris Gayle has 49. So yeah, pretty much a lot of numbers game. This one for Glenn Maxwell in Australia. Finally Australia have qualified. I think at one point सब लोग को लग रहा था कि यार Australia could do something what England did in this World Cup, but yeah, you cannot count Australia out. Like I said, I think जब भी वर्ल्ड कप स्टार्ट हुआ था उसके पहले हमने स्ट्रीम करी थी टू प्रेडिक्ट आर सेमीफाइनलिस्ट, एंड आई predicted India, Australia, South Africa, and New Zealand as my top 4. One of New Zealand and Pakistan. So I don't know. So it should still go right if I'm not wrong. But yeah, still a lot to play for, like I said, in the World Cup. So uh, anything else? I don't think there's anything else. I'm just having a look at the Twitter handles and stats. And it's all stats. It's all stats right now. So I don't think I will bore you guys with all the stats. There's nothing much to discuss regarding this game now, because it was Glenn Maxwell's day. It was Glenn Maxwell's night. It was Australia's day. It was Australia's night. So they will be very happy. I think they are now even more confident than South Africa, in my opinion, to reach the final in after winning the semi final. So there's a very high chance you can see an can we see India, Australia, India, South Africa, Pakistan, Australia, Pakistan, South Africa. I don't know. I think all four possibilities are possible. You can add New Zealand to that as well. You can add Afghanistan to that as well, because Kenya did the unthinkable by making it to the semi-final in 2003, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see if Afghanistan can come out of this and qualify for the semi-final, or will it be New Zealand or Pakistan who take the fourth spot? All of that we'll discuss it in the next team. And we've streamed after a long time, so sorry for the delay. We have not been able to put up live streams very often, but like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll see you guys in the next stream pretty soon, maybe tomorrow or maybe day after. Thank you.